Hey guys, happy Friday. Happy almost weekend. I'm so excited. One of my favorite days of the week, even though headlines and topics do not stop over here on YouTube. Guys, we have an exciting, fun-filled day for you, but obviously we still have the pre-records, but I'm talking about the lives. Not only do we have Emily D. Baker, but also Perez Hilton, and Hot Messy Topics is resuming tonight. I can't wait. But today we're back to talk about Erika Girardi's co-stars who have decided to spill to the LA Times about her embezzlement scandal. Well, about Tom Girardi's embezzlement scandal and everything that's been going on ever since the original article came out that really set the tone for the rest of the season 11 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now we have all of those details, but before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. Now with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so we know that the LA Times decided to publish that bombshell expose about Tom Girardi and, Erika Girardi with this alleged sham divorce and the embezzlement claims. It was intense and it set the tone for the rest of the season. Well, now it looks like her most critical co-stars, Sutton Strack, Garcelle, and slightly Crystal Kung Minkoff have decided to also speak to the LA Times about what it was like filming through this, what their thoughts are about Erika Girardi, and so much more. This is what's being said. Last December, while Bravo cameras were capturing Erika Girardi's oddly timed out divorce, because mind you, she filed for divorce on election day. They were capturing this in real time. A massive article detailing Tom Girardi's alleged embezzlement of millions of dollars of settlement money from particularly vulnerable people. Remember, widows, orphans, victims, stopped everyone in their tracks, and it became the main central storyline. Now, we saw that some of the housewives decided to kind of keep their eyes shut and not really ask questions about everything that was going on with Erika and Tom and this alleged embezzlement. They were calling it a Ponzi scheme. Most of them decided, you know what, we're not going to ask the questions. We might have red flags, have concerns, but we're not going to say anything. We'll just let this play out. However, Sutton Strack was not one of them. Her eyes were wide open, and she decided to read the article over 3 times and even ask other people for their opinions. Sutton Strack was the most upfront about her doubts regarding Erika Girardi and Tom Girardi's stories, from the burglary to the eye surgery to the conservatorship to the divorce to the Ponzi scheme that is allegedly going on. It was one thing after another. The car crashes, that kind of blew everyone's mind. But she's like, wait a minute, the way that you're giving us these stories, there's something that's not connecting here. And even Kyle Richards said at the finale, you're giving us these stories piece by piece, and you're not really giving us all the details. So it makes it look like, hey, something is wrong here. And I don't disagree with Kyle, because if these stories are real, which I'm not saying they aren't, but if they are real and Erika just gave the details up front, which I know she has to be careful of, they would be a lot more believable, at least some would say. Of course, coming from the 3 housewives that we're starting to love most, one said, I immediately felt sorry for her because divorce is hard and they've been married for so long. I was married for 17 years and they were married for 20 years, and it's sad. Divorce is sad. And I don't think any of us exactly knew why. You just instantly start going through your mind, I wonder what happened here. Why did they decide to file for divorce? Crystal decided to chime in on this too, and she kind of looked like she was a little bit fearful of chiming in on the conversation, but said, I got into like a self-absorbed place because I'm like, okay, I'm brand new. The other girl with the big age gap in her marriage is getting divorced. Why am I here? I don't want that. She also said, I'm not here to get divorced. I didn't know if we should continue because that really started to scare me. And this has been a known thing across Bravo for a long time. A lot of couples, it takes so much for a couple to stay together when they're filming some of these reality shows, because every single part of your relationship is being challenged. You get hit with allegations of infidelity, mental health, abuse, what's going on in your marriage, what's really going on behind the scenes, how did you and your spouse talk to each other, is this a happy home or is it not, and what's it like when you guys are co-parenting. Everything gets challenged, and sometimes I can understand why the scrutiny might be too much to bear for some of these housewives. I get it. So the more that unraveled about the money and the cheating and the cognitive issues and the potential crimes, it seemed like more viewers and the housewives tried to piece together this story as it was going. And we all wanted to know, what did Tom Girardi actually do? What part did he play? And we wanted to know what was going through the minds of the housewives. Well, when asked whether they as cast members felt that way too, the same as the viewers, Garcelle said, I didn't feel that at all in the beginning. To which Sutton gave her a little side eye like, please. Garcelle did kind of correct herself and she said, wait. In the beginning I'm talking about, she wanted to regurgitate this like it was in the beginning, it changed over time. And Sutton made it known after the first article came out, the LA Times article that shocked everyone. She said she read the article the minute it came out and she was just, Crystal said, I read it and I was thinking, oh man, now the season is going to be about this woman's husband going to prison and her reaction to all of this. Production told us about the article. We didn't know about it because we were all still at the hotel and they were at the house. So production's like, I need you to go open your text and then get to the house and open this conversation up. Sutton even pointed out that she read it 3 times on her phone, but then she had the article printed out because she needed to see it on paper. I guess she just kept reading it like in awe. What the hell is actually happening? What do I say here? What part do I have? Will I be implicated? Do I have any part at all? I want answers. I don't blame her. Garcelle told the reporter for the LA Times that they never thought about stopping production because that's not their job and they can't necessarily do that. It's out of their hands. But for Sutton, she said panic set in immediately. When I left Kyle's house in La Quinta, my first call was to production, she explained. When I read the article the 4th time, so now it's 4 times, I got concerned because we were hearing stories from one side and I was like, are we going to keep hearing stories on camera? Do we need an attorney to help us help guide us through this scandal? And also her biggest question was, can they be implicated? Apparently production responded to her saying, that's a great question. Why don't you get the girls together? And that was the scene that we saw at Dorit's house where Sutton kind of led the pack. Garcelle said that Sutton called her right after and, raised her concerns, let Garcelle know exactly what she was thinking. And she was like, oh gosh, I never thought about that. That wasn't in my mind, but could we be implicated? Obviously, we know there was a scene that didn't air, but Sutton did offer to lend Erika some money to go through her divorce. We never found out how much, but she made it known that when she was going through her divorce, her attorney let her know, listen, you need to have financial backup. You need help. You need to make sure that somebody can help you go through this because this is going to cost you a lot of money. And Sutton was trying to be a friend to Erika and offered her the same financial backup. Again, we don't know how much money it was. And obviously, at the end of the day, these two are no longer getting along. I don't think Erika will ever forgive her because Sutton has now called her a liar multiple times and says that her stories don't add up. They don't make sense. This is a lot. Being implicated, that would be scary. Crystal even chimed in saying, it's so beyond comprehension to me that people that could be involved. At first, when you tell me about this, I assume it's like, okay, your husband did this. And I always just assumed it was him. But then she admitted that Erika's stories were a little wacky, though. And she's not the only one who said that. Sutton said this. She said this. Garcelle said this. Dorit said this. Kyle said this. Really, the only person who didn't say it was Kathy Hilton or Lisa Rinna. Kathy Hilton's not going to get involved because she doesn't have to. And Lisa Rinna really dropped the ball because we were expecting her after season 10, the way that she so ruthlessly went in on Denise Richards, to deliver another season like that. But she said she's learned from her actions and she's trying to be a better person. Okay. With that, guys, I don't want to just give you all of this information and not ask your opinion. So I want you guys to go ahead and comment below. What do you think about the LA Times reporters getting in touch with Garcelle, Sutton, and Crystal? How do you feel about them chiming in on this after the reunion has already been filmed? And how do you think Erika is going to respond to this? Because I don't feel like she's going to respond the best. Actually, she went on social media and she said this is all fiction, but I wonder how she's going to respond in person. Guys, I have all the questions to which I need all of the answers. Don't forget, today we're going live. I know I said this at the beginning, but I want to keep putting this out there at 2:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Emily D. Baker to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and then also with Perez Hilton at 4 p.m. Eastern, and then at 6 p.m., of course, we're doing Hot Messy Topics. So stick around, guys. We have a lot coming your way. If you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. Now with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.